Happy holidays, Michelle.
Wait, what are we doing, a video?
Yeah.
We're on hiatus.
I know. We're not officially in the office today. We're off the clock.
Off the clock.
Yeah, I mean, if anybody calls, let the machine pick up. We're not working.
I gotta say, I feel like I'm working.
Yeah, I just thought it would be nice to wish everybody, viewers, subscribers, patrons too, a happy holiday season.
Oh yeah,
Right?
I back that.
Yeah,
Happy
yeah.
holidays.
Plus,
Here we go.
we had to work on this last-minute elf ornament holiday gift so we could get it wrapped and delivered on time.
This is feeling less and less off the clock by the minute.
Well, let's just say we're doing it for an
Old pal in the army. Yeah, I know.
So initially the idea was to make a little Christmas ornament for my neighbor. You know him. He's easily the best neighbor I've ever lived next to as an adult.
Oh yeah, he's a good guy.
He's solid.
Yeah.
He's considerate. He's usually out shoveling snow before I even drag my ponderous bulk out of bed.
A few times he shoveled a path in the snow from where I park right to your door.
Right to my door.
I thought you did it.
Well, I never said I did it.
Oh, really?
I never claimed to do it. I always give him credit.
I know. I'm just saying.
You know what else he does? He mows, we share that green space between the houses.
Yes.
And he often mows more than his fair share of it.
Oh my God.
What?
You're the bad neighbor.
I'm not the bad neighbor. He's just a super good neighbor. So
He is.
I just thought it would be nice to spend some time making a little Christmas ornament, just a warm holiday gesture.
Yes. Oh, this is why you asked me if I had any photos of your neighbor mowing his lawn.
Yeah, it is. And your reaction to that really put me off the idea entirely.
It sounded a little stalkery.
I take offense to that, frankly, because it clearly sounds more serial killery than stalkery. Regardless, my initial plan was to sculpt a little ornament of him mowing the lawn.
Oh, yeah.
I thought it'd be cute, but then I didn't want him to think that I only thought of him as the guy who mows the lawn.
No, of course not.
Of course not.
You also think of him as the guy who shovels the snow.
No. I think of him as a considerate, friendly neighbor. A solid member of the community. And so I thought, maybe I'll make him a monster for Christmas.
Nice.
Well, I mean, because we make a lot of monsters around here.
It's kind of our brand.
It's kind of, but then I worried maybe a monster wasn't entirely appropriate for the holiday. And then, Michelle, I remembered that some of my favorite Christmas decorations from when I was a kid were honestly monstrous.
Oh, I know, right?
Right?
Yes.
My parents had this one angel ornament.
Yeah.
Eyes as big as saucers, kind of looking sneakily to the side. It had this wicked grin on its face. I honestly couldn't look at the thing half the time.
We had the Santa doll. His facial expression was intense.
I think I had one of those too.
Yeah, and the doll's hands were like little pudgy, wrinkled man hands.
Man hands.
Just, ew. And his eyes would follow you around.
I know
Very
exactly
creepy
what
eyes,
you mean.
right?
I know exactly what you mean. So it's vintage decorations like that that inspired this elf ornament.
Right.
I want it to look fun.
Yeah.
Maybe a little mischievous.
But
I also feel like what I'd like this to be is a cherished Christmas decoration that my neighbor appreciates and hangs on his tree.
Yeah.
But I also kind of hope that every once in a while, maybe he'll catch it staring at him and it'll send shivers up his spine.
That's fair. That's the spirit of the season.
It is, though. And as I mentioned before, you can't have a Christmas carol without the ghosts.
Exactly.
Okay, so you've just seen me squishing Super Sculpey into the approximate shape of an elf's head.
Yeah.
And you probably have noticed that I once again burned it in the oven and am now painting it.
I think, aside from the scent of burnt clay in my nostrils, I think handmade gifts like this are kind of special.
Yeah, well, make sure we write that in the card, or he might not realize how special this is.
Okay. But yeah, I think this is nice.
Good.
And I think it was nice of you to put together a video during the hiatus so we could wish everyone happy holidays.
Of course.
And, thank them for watching.
Of course. I appreciate the YouTube neighbors as well as our actual physical neighbor.
Oh, I know. I actually feel like I don't feel so bad that you woke me up early during a Christmas hiatus like Ebenezer Scrooge to have me come in and do voiceover work.
That's good to know, Cratchit, because we're coming up on your part of the project, the elf's woolen hat.
Oh, yeah.
I think it turned out great.
Oh, thank you.
I hope you had fun working on that.
Yeah, I'm happy we went with the felted hat.
Me too.
I think vintage ornaments and decorations had that kind of tactile feel.
They did.
Yeah, with the natural fibers.
Exactly.
And I think if you're going to buy an elf ornament today, it'd probably be mostly plastic.
Right, yeah. And when I think of vintage stuff, I think of like ceramics and fabrics, natural materials.
Right. So since this is vintage inspired, I needle felted a classic elf hat.
Yeah, and initially it was going to be a red hat because I figured green tree, red hat.
Yeah, but I figured since his hat would be hidden behind his head, go with a green hat and a red brim.
Yeah, great idea.
But that's not all I used the wool for.
Oh, his elf hair. That's another sort of a throwback feature that you don't see a lot anymore.
Yeah, and I'll tell you why. Because gluing on elf hair is a pain in the rump.
It's a bit fiddly.
It's fiddly. It sticks to everything.
Yeah.
But it does add a nice detail to this little guy.
You know, the hair was tricky.
Yeah.
But so was putting on the hat.
Yes.
Look at this mosh pit of fingers trying to get that thing to fit right.
Yes.
It's nuts.
After the hat was on, we could add the hook.
Yeah, and that hook means that, I think local statutes require that. I think my neighbor's legally obligated to hang this thing on his tree.
Right. And then you sewed on the bell.
Yeah, the finishing touch.
Yeah.
Cherry on the hot dog.
So have you given it to him? What did he say?
Well, I did give it to him.
Uh-huh.
And the next day, I saw this.
Oh my God, he's moving away? It wasn't that creepy.
Yeah. No, that's another neighbor's house. But I did see that sign the next day. So no lies told. All right, anyway, let's look at this thing.
And there he is, our little Christmas elf ornament.
Yeah.
I really like this.
I think he didn't turn out too bad, actually.
He does look very inspired by vintage ornaments.
Good, because that's what I wanted.
Actually, he reminds me of a Rankin Bass character.
You know, he kind of, a little bit, right? Like who's the North Pole, this is Jingle Bells speaking.
Right.
Like that guy.
Yes, that guy.
Who was it you wanted to talk to? Creepy the elf? Oh, he's hanging around here somewhere. He's hanging around here somewhere. Happy holidays, everybody.
Happy holidays.